lands to the seas. Life's an endless mystery. Stamp your passport one more time. Every place a new sublime. Smiles and stories we will share. Adventures waiting everywhere. Stamp your passport one more time. Every place a new sublime.
Hello, America. This is TV's Dave Galvin, back with yet another 10 minutes or less podcast, vlogcast, vodcast, dogcast, Davecast. Wherever you're watching this from, you can watch us on the YouTubes, you can watch us on the Tickety Talks, and you can listen to us on wherever you get your podcasts. We are pretty much everywhere. Just simply do a search for Travel Secrets with Dave Galvin. As most of you do know, I do actually give tours of Las Vegas and other places for that matter. And you can also look up those tours right, if you're watching this, right below. You'll see where it says DaveTheTourGuide.com. That's DaveTheTourGuide.com. That's how you get in touch with me, talk about our wonderful Las Vegas tour. And speaking of Las Vegas, today I'm going to be giving you the Las Vegas travel secrets. That way you can better save some money. So first of all, the hotels, the rooms are usually cheaper Sunday through Thursday, and that's like that most places. But that's, of course, making sure there isn't something major going on in town, such as, I don't know, F1 or Super Bowl. Also, you're going to want to go to timeforyourvacation.com when you want to do your bookings. I can always get you the best prices. Secondly, the $20 trick still works in some places. When you check in, casually ask, are you guys sold out or is it kind of slow? And if you're going there Sunday through Thursday, they're probably going to say, yeah, it's a little slow. So what you're going to do is you're going to pull out a $20 bill out of your wallet. You're going to put it down and say, do me a favor, slide it towards them. Do me a favor and look to see if there's any complimentary upgrades that I might qualify for. Because you see, the people who work behind the desk at the hotel, that's a tippable job. And they're more than happy to upgrade your room. Now, understand what you're getting. Or you're not going to get the $5,000 penthouse for the price of the cheapest room. You will, however, be upgraded to maybe a slightly larger room than what you have originally paid for. You will, however, have to pay the taxes from the new room. That's actually Nevada law. This actually works more often than not. There's so many people on Facebook who are like, oh, it doesn't work anymore. That's a load of crap. I've never had it not work for me. All you gotta do is make sure they're not completely sold out. If they're completely sold out, you're not gonna get that extra room, so don't even bother. Next. Now understand, Nevada loves to charge resort fees. They love to charge you extra money for basically nothing. So they charge you however much for the room, and then there's the tax, and then there's a resort fee. A lot of places, they're not even resorts. They don't even have a pool or a room service. It's just, we're a resort, so we're going to charge you some more money in a resort fee because we can. There are some hotels in Las Vegas that don't charge the resort fee. Give us a call at 503-933-4759 or timeforyourvacation.com. I can set you up in one of those hotels. The next one has to do with buffets. There's not a lot of buffets left in Las Vegas, and honestly, we ate at one in the Excalibur a couple of years ago, and it was horrible. I mean, they screwed up the ice cream. That's how bad it was. So honestly, at this point, I'd probably just recommend stay away from the buffets. There's a lot of awesome shows to see in Las Vegas, so you can actually contact us at timeforyourvacation.com. When you're booking, we can actually set you up with tickets to see a show. Last minute deals, if you're there and you decide to see a show, you're going to want to check your hotel concierge. They're the ones who will set you up with that. So as far as your gambling is concerned, you're going to want to hit casinos that are off strip or downtown. Downtown on Fremont is where I always stay because the low minimum tables, a lot of the strip casinos, they just want to nickel and dime you to death, and they've jacked up the minimums just sky high. You can still find $5 blackjack tables if you look hard enough downtown on Fremont. Also, let's also take a look at other places in Las Vegas that aren't the Strip and aren't Fremont, that aren't touristy. We can also get you some less expensive hotel stays and, of course, better rates on the gambling, if you know what I mean. The free drinks hack. If you sit at a slot machine and you play slowly, a server is going to come by and is going to give you a drink. Here's the deal. A lot of casinos are starting to go against that. One casino in particular, and it literally just slipped my mind, has gotten rid of the complimentary drinks if you're gambling. Honestly, I wouldn't support a place that didn't give that. The other thing is you need to seriously tip that waitress. You need to tip that waitress like there's nobody's business, because so she's getting taxed on the tip of that drink. Okay, so if you don't tip her, she just paid a tax on the tip that you should have paid her. So the best thing to do, honestly, if you've got the money, sit down, she comes by, she gives you a drink, hand her a 20. Guess who's going to be coming back in 15, 20 minutes? The nice lady who you just gave $20 to. She's going to make sure your drink doesn't get too empty. Now, at that point, you can just keep tipping her $5 bills. That's perfectly okay. I think they pretty much expect that. But make sure that she gets tipped, because she's getting taxed on those drinks. She's getting taxed on the tips of those drinks. If you don't tip her, you'll never see her again. Getting around Las Vegas has some interesting challenges, because you can't really walk the Strip. I mean, you can, but I wouldn't. They have a monorail system, which takes you from the east side of the Strip around the MGM, and then, of course, they have ride shares. I always take Ubers. I always just take Lyfts. I have had a problem one time where they wouldn't take our mobility scooter. My wife was having knee problems at the time, and she was in a mobility scooter. And Lyfts and Ubers don't always take a mobility scooter. So keep that in mind. You might want to consider renting a car. And let me tell you something. The thing about Las Vegas that's fantastic. Everyone talks about the gambling and the shows and the shopping. They have amazing museums. The Vegas Neon Museum in Boneyard. You've got the Mob Museum, which is a personal favorite of mine. You have the Atomic History Museum. The museums are wonderful. So if you're a museum junkie like me, you're going to absolutely enjoy your time in Las Vegas. And you can actually learn something too. All right, so that's Las Vegas tips and tricks for less than 10 minutes. Let's keep in mind that you should hit that like button, you should hit that subscribe button, you should hit that follow button, and you'll always be able to see new content that I am creating. I'll see you next week.